Early in the morning,
What's going on, people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and I'm back on your screens. As you can see by the title, I'm talking about Black History Month. October 1st is Black History Month in the UK, and listen, I'm going to get straight into it, but I'm back with a bit of a, it's not controversial, it might be a bit of a, well, it's a little controversial, it might be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion. And before you start cancelling me or hating me, just hear what I got to say. And yeah, so without further ado, please hit the thumbs up for me. Please hit the subscribe button. I actually mean it, you know, we're growing now. I really want you to join the community. I appreciate every single one that's been subscribing and things like that. I literally, it makes me so happy to see that the channel's growing slowly. And you know, we're on the road to 2,000 now. I wanted to end the year with 1,000. I'm on the road to 2,000 now. Do you see me? So anyway, let's get straight into this. Listen, first things first, do not get it twisted. You know me, you know my passion for my people. You know the time and effort and the energy I put into educating people on race. Blood, sweat and tears trying to educate people for years and years about race. I love my black people. I love all people, but I love my black people. I'm very proud to be black. Similarly, I love the idea of focus on black achievements, black history, black everything. I love the focus, okay? I love that. You know, so in a way, the title of this video is a bit misleading because, of course, I love the attention being on black things. I love that. However, my problem is, and you might know what I'm going to say already because I know some people do actually feel the same as me, is that the problem is, why are we dedicating 31 days in a whole year to black achievements, black history or black people, and 11 months of the year we're not? That's my problem. Okay, now some people can be like, some people might be like, oh, you know, you should be happy that we're all the attention is on us and blah blah blah. As I said a minute ago, I love the idea that we're having attention on us. But the thing is, yeah, and this is a fact, yeah, black history is human history. Why do we not have a White History Month? Ask yourselves, why do we not have a White History Month? The reason why that is because White History Month is every single day. It's taught in schools, it's mentioned in the media, it's everything around us. Now, listen, we live in England, so like I understand that, you know, English is traditionally, it's white people, isn't it? So, and I don't have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with celebrating white history, but the thing is, the problem is, we should be celebrating history, and history encompasses everyone, especially black people, okay? The thing is with black history, a lot of the time we avoid a lot of serious topics. Okay, you might get a few posts about, you know, one black person invented this, or a black person did that, and this, that, and the other. I've got a list on my phone of all the achievements black people have. I think it's fantastic we do that. But I even have a problem with some of the content that gets released in the media with black history. Why do we never talk about the details of slavery, for example, and how that's affected us going forward, and how that impacts institutional racism and things like that? You know, why do we never look at pre-slavery times? That's never, in black history, that's never really kind of mentioned in and amongst the media, things like that. Pre-slavery, a lot of white people don't understand that we were kings and queens. We were very intelligent. We weren't the animals that they portray us as in the media, or the poor backwards humans who just live in mud huts. No, a lot of these cities are built up, and before that, you're not going to know that when white people came to large parts of Africa, they took the learnings from there. So they took a lot of things that were introduced in Europe came from Africa first. Stolen from, essentially, to be, if we're being real, with no credit, no accreditation, and then history's been warped and things like that. So while I love the idea of kind of celebrating minor little achievements here and there, we need to get into the nitty gritty. Why do we never look at Black Wall Street? Because in Black History Month, we never look at the whole narrative, and because the whole narrative is damaging to the masses, because it's a cruel history, it's a violent history against black people at the hands of white people. We often kind of neglect that part of it. The problem is with Black History Month, not only does it kind of reinforce this idea that we should only celebrate black people for 1 month of the year only, and not overall, and not be teaching it in schools, and not be showing us better in the media, things like that. Not only does it kind of reinforce that our history is only from slavery onwards, and we haven't really done that much, and this, that, and the other. I also think it reminds racists why they don't like us, for one. I think it creates this dynamic of resentment amongst racists. Because, you've got this, about black people, we're focusing on black people the exact same way they did the Black Lives Matter. When all it was is just us saying we matter because you show us that we don't. But then they spin it and, it's a political movement and, look at what they're doing and, they're violent and they're knocking down statues and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's already racism rife in this country, in the world. It's only going to create a resentment towards, like, when you're focusing on black people, that is, when you're focusing on black people, there's always going to be this dynamic of resentment towards that. But if you assimilate black history and interweave it in the curriculum, in media, things like that, it becomes part of society. It becomes integrated in society. Is that, you understand? Rather than kind of this focus on black people where there's, not only is there resentment amongst racists, there's also disingenuous empathy amongst white people. The same way when Black Lives Matter, when the George Floyd thing was going on, things like that, you've got all these people sharing the black square and this and that, which is fine. I'm all for awareness, but sometimes it wasn't genuine. You had people doing things for charity that was kind of for their own benefit, because obviously it's a trendy topic, so they'll do stuff for charity and it's kind of like you get your little pat on the back, but what are you doing elsewhere? What are you doing afterwards? You understand? But the thing is, there's always that question of, does the intention matter? Because the outcome is more awareness for black people, black history, institutional racism. So there's that element to it as well. Like, is it that bad if some white people want to get a bit of clout by helping the black people? To be fair, it doesn't really matter because the action is the same. But I just personally believe that while I'm very happy that attention and focus is on black people and black history, I've mentioned before, the black people, a black woman I think invented shampoo, a black man invented the traffic light. Do you understand that? We changed the world, but it's not about celebrating it for a month only and forgetting us the rest of the year. We are history. Look at what we do to the culture. The way you talk is because of us. One of the most popular genres of music is hip hop. That's us. It originates from us. You've got white people in flipping Peterborough. You've never even seen a black person before bumping the drill or listening to hip hop and banging 50 Cent and things like that. You understand? Fashion. We heavily influence fashion, but so why are we only getting credit for a month? But that being said, like, I'm not going to be in a world where we're killed and murdered and things like that. Lynching. There was lynches up until 1968. I think there was 3,500 lynches in the US from 18 something to 1968. So, in a world where the world hates us, but doesn't give us credit. If all we can get is a month, then I'll take it. Do you understand? But I just have a problem with the fact that we only celebrate it for a month. Now, that's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying we should celebrate black people all year round. Well, we should, but I'm not saying that the focus should be on black people. Black history is history. Very much so. We, black people, have impacted white history and made white history what it was. You understand? All history is interwoven. Now, like I said, I understand we're in England, so there's a focus on white history. I get that. I do get that. I understand that. However, it continues to undermine the impact we have. We have changed the world, and we continue to. So that's all I'm trying to say. I'm not the biggest fan of Black History Month for what it kind of does for the mentality and does to society and kind of does for the bigger picture. But I don't mind focus being on black achievements and things like that. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I've got ish to do, places to be, people to meet. So I really hope you understand where I'm coming from. And I will see you at the next video. I'm probably going to do looks versus personality coming soon as well. Someone in my Instagram wanted me to do that, so I'm going to do that one still. Anyway, peace, love, stay safe, and see you boys soon.